Okay, just a little update from the Xeriscape garden. Xeriscape meaning it's dry, it's desert-like, and you do not water the plants. You plant plants that can make it without being watered. Of course, you might want to water them a little bit to get them established, but after that, you don't water them. And my philosophy on this is I'm going to try to pick plants that'll work for this, and I'm not going to water them after a little bit of establishment time. And you know what? If they don't make it because I'm not watering them, then that means I learned something. And what I learned was that plant is not from my Xeriscape garden, and unfortunately it's going to die, but I will learn something. So truly Xeriscape, which is a great way to go. You know, it's so much better with regard to resources, not having to water it, and it's just trouble-free. Just an update on this garden. When I did my first video, several of these plants I'm going to show you now, I didn't discuss, one being this saltbush. And saltbush is one of these plants that's highly drought tolerant, but it can also handle nearly flooding conditions for a surprisingly extended period of time. Some plants can go either way, super dry or super wet. Saltbush is one of them. And I almost decided to rip these saltbushes out of here because from what I understand, their roots, one of the reasons why they're so drought tolerant is because they have roots that are really good at searching far and wide and finding water. So it's a good thing I'm not going to be watering in here, because this zone in between the salt bushes, right through here where I'm showing now, and then all between that and then this over here, this more green parts right here, this is the septic drain field. I don't want those saltbush roots traveling all the way through this ground and coming over here and getting into this drain field and clogging up the flow. So as long as I don't water this zone in here, those roots should stay put where they're at. If I water this zone over here, they're going to send their roots this way. And if they get close enough to this septic field, they're going to grow right into it. But if I let this stay dry, and you know, 8 months out of the year is pretty darn bone dry in here. It looks a little bit wet right now because I've watered these muhly grass, because I just planted them, pink muhly grass, just put them in the ground. But no, very soon I'm going to stop watering this, and that should keep the salt bush under control. The other thing I want to do to make sure these salt bushes don't cause a problem to my septic lines is I'm going to prune these and keep them probably no higher than 6 feet tall, something like that. Just keep them small. But further update on things, like I said, I just put in the pink muhly grass here, and there's some weeds in here, but that should grow along with a bunch of frog fruit that's in here. It's hard to see because it's kind of blended in with the other stuff, but there's frog fruit right there. A bunch of frog fruit along with some weeds. And then of course the dune sunflower. So all this should grow well together right in here. Again, there's our Yopon holly tree out here. But to get into some more of the update of the new things out here in the Xeriscape yard, Xeriscape front garden here. This is a pindo palm, jelly palm. So it actually is a food producing palm, but that's not really the reason why I planted it. It's drought tolerant, like many palms. It's very drought tolerant. That had to be the case, or I'm not going to plant it out here. But the other thing too is, you know, most palms are pretty tropical, and therefore they're not very cold tolerant. But that's not the case with the pindo palm, jelly palm. It's pretty cold tolerant, just about as much as the Florida sable palm. So it's a good candidate for at least Central Florida, and probably up into parts of North Florida as well. Again, I've got my longleaf pines out here, and my nopali cactus, or thornless prickly pear cactus, more muhly. And then these are Florida sable palms. This is the big Florida palm tree. It's going to be a long time, number of years, before this tree actually starts to look like a tree. Right now it just sort of looks small, like a sable minor, or small like a saw palmetto. but these are going to grow up and have a trunk on them, so they'll be Florida sable palms. There's another one. So these were here before in my last update, except for these guys, the pink muhly grass, longleaf pine. There's another pindle palm, another sable palm, more pink muhly grass. So that's your update on the Xeriscape garden. These coon teas, these work right here up against the house because it's rather shady, and they really don't mind shade. They do fine in the shade. Okay, that's it for the update on my Xeriscape garden. As you can see, right in this area here where the septic field system is, I don't have anything planted, and that's because I'm waiting until next spring. Next spring I'm going to plant a bunch of dune sunflower and a bunch of frog fruit in there and try to remove a lot of the Bermuda grass. If you look close, you can see there's already a lot of frog fruit in there. That's all frog fruit, and that's all frog fruit right there. And if you zoom out, you can see there's just frog fruit all over in this. So I'm going to try to selectively remove the Bermuda and the weeds from those areas where the frog fruit's not thick. And I'm going to try to fill in those spaces with more dune sunflower like this and frog fruit. Okay, Xeriscape front yard, no water. Until next time, y'all, take care now. Bye-bye.